So now we're going to make our first spacecraft designed to get to another orbital body. In this episode we're just going to go to the moon because I've taken so long to do the rest of the episode. 10 to 15 minutes, that's my motto. Well, it's not, but whatever. See where the centre of mass is. So there we go. That's a bit iffy actually. That's below the centre of mass, I think. Yeah, it's only a little bit above it. If it's below, the rocket will tip upside down because the centre of mass will want to be below the parachutes. That's a tip. So I would then be aiming straight at the floor with this, which isn't something you want to happen really. However, I think that one parachute well above the centre of mass should help balance it out if they're a bit iffy, so that's fine for now. I'm probably going to eat those words later. There we go. Right, I'm going for a slight variation with significant technical limitations of my heavy launch design, which has proven to be extremely successful because if I were using the large parts, I'd be able to lift a payload of up to 40 tons. However, I don't have anywhere near the parts necessary, fuel lines particularly, so this isn't going to work as well. In fact, it probably won't at all, but you know, we can hope. And I've got struts now, so just my whole day has got better. There we go, that's nice and straight together. Probably won't explode. Emphasis on probably. I reckon that's done. Give it a lovely little name. Intrepid I, because numerals are better than numbers. True fact. Oh wow, I just realised how good this place looks with lights. Oh, we've even got a searchlight on the launch pad. That's nice. Alright, so, mission objectives. 1 is to achieve stable orbit around Kerbin. The second is the transfer to the moon's to an orbit around the moon, or the Mun, however it's pronounced. It's got 2 little dots over there. Tangent, we're going off a tangent. And then we want to achieve a successful manned landing on the moon. After that, we're going to do science. Then we're going to achieve another stable orbit around the moon, and then transfer back to Kerbin, landing directly onto the planet. So there we go. Objectives outlined. Let's cross our fingers, toes, and whatever else these little green people might have, and hope we don't die on the launch pad. Yes. Yeah, that's ever increasing. And you can see our mass is dropping as we burn all our fuel. I wonder, do astronauts ever listen to music in space? Well, I imagine they do a lot on the space station, but on the way up, probably not. I mean, come on, it's not good if you miss the Intrepid One. You seem to have an engine on fire. If you're listening to Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe. Again, if you're listening to that song, well, then that's up to your decision. You like that song, it's up to you alone. We've really cut it close now. There we go. Orbit has been achieved. How much fuel do we have left at this point? Not as much as I would have liked, but if we're careful, it should be enough to land. Emphasis on should. Alright, so where's the moon? Because here we're going to go to the next part of our crazy transfer orbits. That's what I'm talking about. So remember how I said, earlier in the video, or perhaps the last video, if this is now the next video, which it could well be, how I said how they worked? You know, what each one did, and that speeds up. So there you go. That speeds up, which means we go faster, and go further before gravity starts to take an effect. If we go even faster, there we go. And at that point, if we only go a little bit faster, it makes a significant difference. There we go, 3.3 million meters. Speed up by 1 or 2 meters a second. There we go. A little bit more. So that's how you get in the paths of other celestial orbits, be it planets, moons, or just other ships, like space stations. So there we go. So for the moon, as it says in the demo, you need to aim about 45 degrees ahead, which is, if I do a little pin-up on the video, about there, which means I need to change the orbit slightly to about that. Speed up. Thank you, climactic music. There we go. As you can see, if I follow that, I'm going to fly in and catch the moon there on the very outside, which isn't very good because I'll have to burn a lot of fuel to slow down. So I just move this. There we go. If I do that, I'd land on the moon. Eventually. So that's the most efficient one. However, if I miss the moon, I will ricochet off into the sun. Probably, more or less. No, I won't, but you know, we'll say that anyway because it sounds more fun. I also seem to be aiming a bit low. Oh, there we go. If I do that, I won't quite ricochet off into the sun. I'll just be stuck in space forever. Around Kerbin. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's just do that. Space. She is a beautiful thing. And here, when we get around to it, that's like the galaxy. That big band of one like that. Oh, that's another one. Ooh. Kerbals have really good vision. They've been eating their carrots. And there is home. Ooh. Goodbye, landing stage. Which is a real shame because I was going to leave that on the moon, like the Apollo landing. I should have enough fuel to take off and get back if I aim straight at Kerbin when I take off. I'm sorry, it's not takeoff, it's launch. Official vocabulary guidelines. I'm coming for your moon. You cannot hide forever. And now that we're at almost 2 million meters altitude, let's have a look. High radiation environment caused a few of the samples to glow. Looks like it would be fun to paint the rocket with this. You do that. Now in a second, you should get a bit of lag as our sphere of influence is taken as we enter the moon's sphere of influence. There we go. Altitude has just dropped massively because it's now measuring towards the moon. Discard that data. Take a reading over the moon. That's a lot of science we're getting. And then I'll keep one of the capsules for... The goo seems to be less dense here. Keep one of those for the surface of the moon. I don't have one. View data. Get rid of that. It's useless. Alright, we're going to keep that for when we land on the moon. This is where it gets serious. Serious jelly. That was some serious lag then, as the procedurally generated surface generated. 25,000 meters. Engine is at max power. We're almost there. Where's my shadow? So I'm not sure how far we're off. How far we are off. There's Kerbin. This is a massive crater, and it is by far not the biggest one I saw on the way down here. Alright, full speed. We don't want to crash. We don't want to crash this far in. Oh my god, guys, we're almost there! Oh. Oh! We touched down on the moon! Everyone at the Dinmorican Space Agency Control Center is now cheering. Yes! The fine dust of the moon is intermixed with some of the samples. Never be able to get to the lab clean again. Oh, what a shame. Shame I don't care, because look at all this science I'm getting. And it's alright, I'll be able to get back on top because I can EVA pack my way back up. I'll take surface sample. 120 science. Keep that data. And now, because I'm afraid we're not going to have enough fuel to get back, I'm pretty sure. We could try. But that's for the next episode. So now, we plant our flag and declare this mission a success.